Are you considering making a move to Plano, Texas? Well, there's a lot of things that you should know, and in this video we're going to discuss all the pros and the cons of living in Plano, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Shanza and you're watching the Life in Dallas channel where we talk about all things living in the Dallas metro. And your girl here is a real estate agent, so if you guys need any help with buying and selling, or if you guys have any questions, then please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All my contacts will be down in the description box below. Now let's get started. So Plano is definitely one of the most popular suburbs. Plano is highly desirable, no doubt. It's home to about over 200,000 residents, and they get to enjoy 1,000 different restaurants and cuisines from all over the globe. They have an amazing education system. They have easy access to trendy shopping and endless job opportunities with major corporations headquartered right in Plano. And they get to enjoy 3,000 acres of parkland along with other activities for the children and for the family or for young adults. So Plano just has so much to offer. Now don't get me wrong, with everything good comes a little bad, so we're going to be talking about the cons as well. So let's first start with the pros and then we can get on to the cons later. Number one pro of Plano is the location. Now it is located right next to Frisco, Addison, Allen, Richardson, and it's about 25 minutes away from downtown Dallas, okay? And then it's 30 minutes from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, and it's also about the same amount of time from the Dallas Love Field Airport, okay? So that's great that you're so close to those airports, and you might be closer depending on what side of Plano you live. And you're also located near Highway 75, which is one of the major highways, and the major tollways, which is the Dallas North Tollway, okay? And this one leads, these two highways lead you straight to downtown Dallas. Plano is not too far away from downtown Dallas, so a lot of times when people have to commute to downtown Dallas, they often pick Plano. But then again, like a lot of times people in Plano don't even commute because they have tons and tons of jobs there. But that's the thing, is that the location is very, very convenient to several people. It's in the center of the Metroplex, which is really nice. Number two is the amount of activities and entertainment and just parks that they have there. One of the parks is the Oak Point Park, which is over 300 acres and has paved areas for walking, biking, rollerblading, like anything really. And they also have zip lining here. They also have a recreational center here. Tons of things to do with this park specifically. I've seen people picnicking here, hiking. So it's a really nice park to go to. And Plano also has several parks as well, spread out all around Plano. Like I said, they have over 3,000 acres of parkland, which is amazing. Where it's like they're always kind of sneaking in parks everywhere. You also have the Heritage Farm Museum in Plano, which is about 4 acres of land. They have animals there. It actually has 13 historical structures that go back to 1891. They have old tractors, cars, and some animals such as goats and donkeys and more. So it's a nice place to go to and hang out and check it out. You also have Plano Downtown, which is really great, and just in the past couple of years they added more buildings. It just made it much better. They have like salons, also has unique boutiques selling a variety of goods from handmade jewelry to antiques. There's just tons that go on, and there's several events throughout the year as well. They do have live music, and the restaurants are really nice. They have some mom and pop restaurants. They have other restaurants as well, but it's definitely a place to go and hang out and check out and spend the evening. I've been there a couple of times. I really liked it. The vibe is really nice. It's like a small downtown. It's not too small, but you know, it's a medium-sized downtown. And this downtown has been awarded in the past for one of the best downtowns. So they also have the Crayola Experience, which is at the Shops at Willow Bend. It's an amazing place where you can explore 22 hands-on attractions, and this building is literally like 60,000 square feet. And there's tons and tons of activities that you can do here. It's just amazing for the kids to go and enjoy. Then you also have the Historic Texas Pool, which is literally like 168,000 gallons of water shaped like the great state of Texas. Then you also have like Main Event, which is like a eat, bowl, play experience. It features like state-of-the-art bowling, multi-level laser tag, a lot of virtual video games, and you can have yourself a cocktail, whether it be beer or wine or any alcoholic beverage. They serve that there, so that's great. And in the Plano Star Center, they have ice skating all year round, okay? There's a lot of things to do outdoors, like they have like golfing, they have like basketball fields, they have basketball fields, they have basketball courts, they have baseball fields, they have like literally everything, okay? So if you're an outdoorsy person, they have that for you. And these are just some of the things that I'm naming like on the top of my head, but there's just so much to do in Plano, you guys. It's crazy, like for every age, every group. And if you can't find it in Plano, the location is amazing that you can go up to Frisco, you can go up to Allen, you can go to McKinney. McKinney's like a little bit further away, but McKinney is still close. And the fact that you're literally 20 minutes, 25 minutes away from downtown Dallas. The Dallas area has it all. So that's amazing that you're close to that. So if you can't find something in Plano that you want to do, then you're in a great location to go ahead and find yourself something good. Third thing is the amazing communities. And Plano is much more established than other suburbs up in the north like Frisco and McKinney, but the thing is that these neighborhoods are just so amazing, and I mean that because they have lots of greenery and they have very mature trees, big bushes, which is something that I like because it provides a lot of shade. I don't like areas that have like little tiny trees, which is where we live right now because it's a new neighborhood. Again, the Plano McKinney area, you'll see a lot of times these neighborhoods are just new master plan communities, and they have like small little trees. Obviously there's established neighborhoods in those cities as well, but the thing is, like, I love how, you know, these Plano neighborhoods date back to like the 1970s, 1980s. So if you like those type of like traditional homes and such, then you're really gonna like Plano. Not a lot of new things in Plano, just tons and tons and tons and tons of neighborhoods everywhere. So, you know, depending on like if you want Mediterranean style, you'll get it. If you want traditional style, you'll get it. Not too much of the contemporary styles you won't get in Plano. There are some that have that, but you can find those like in like the Colony, McKinney, up there in Frisco, Prosper, those areas. You'll find that in other areas as well where they're developing new homes. But yeah, if you like that traditional style, Mediterranean style, even if you like some type of historic style, you know, and you're gonna really like Plano. Number 4 is the strong economy and job market in Plano. Now, dozens of corporations have set up shop in the city, including FedEx, Liberty Mutual, Toyota, and Ericsson. Now, these companies are some of the biggest employers in Central Texas, which means that Plano is filled with job opportunities, and Plano's prime location in Texas and its proximity to Fort Worth and Dallas makes it a major business destination. Now, currently its unemployment rate is around the low 3%, which is below the national average. It's expected that the city's job market will increase by 44% in the next decade. I personally used to live in Plano for 2 years, and there's just, I mean, it's not growing as in like there's more companies coming, because more companies are starting to like go towards like the like Frisco areas, like the McKinney areas, and kind of spread further away from there, because Plano just has so much. It's so congested, a lot of commercial, a lot of homes. It just has a lot, and there's not much room for building, but that's not stopping, you know, companies from coming here. So no doubt in Plano you won't have a hard time finding a job. Tons of opportunities. You know, there's even people that live in Dallas and they work in Plano. There's people that live in Frisco and they work in Plano. All throughout the metro, people work in Plano. The 5th pro is education. Now, Plano's education is some of the best in the metro. Now, if you're a parent with school-going children, or you want to move to Plano for schooling, then you have a reason to smile, because Plano ISD has 55 schools within Plano, the city, and then it has a few that go into other cities. Now, they have 3 senior high schools and 1 STEM-based high school, and several middle schools, and Plano is attested by a 97% literacy rate, which is amazing. Now, a large number of schools in Plano are rated above average according to greatschools.com, and according to niche.com, it is the top 10th in the whole Dallas plus Fort Worth metro. Plano is actually the 5th best school district in Collin County, okay? So it's definitely up there. Number 1 is Lovejoy ISD, and that goes into like Lucas and Fairview, and I literally have a video about that, so if you guys want to check that out. Number 2 is Frisco ISD, also a video on pros and cons, video on Frisco. And number 3 is Allen ISD, also a video on Allen. Number 4 is Prosper ISD, which I will have a video on later. Number 5 is Plano ISD. And after Plano is number 6 is Wiley ISD. And Wiley ISD is a sleeping giant, I swear to you. I have a video on Wiley too. I'll probably make another video on Wiley because it's just so amazing, and I need to tell more people about Wiley. But student to teacher ratio is 13:1, which is great compared to like freaking California and New York and those kind of states, because that's their student to teacher ratio is 16 and above. So that's crazy. And not to mention that, you know, our schools, like not Texas schools, because Texas as a whole is poorly rated in education, but if you're going to the metros, like the Dallas metro, you guys, some of these schools in the Dallas metro are like rated like some of the top in the nation and in the whole state of Texas. So Dallas does not play when it comes to education. And when I'm talking about Dallas, I'm not talking about Dallas the city, I'm talking about the Dallas metro. So it really does not play when it comes to education, and that's probably why like our property taxes are the way they are, because it goes right back to the schools and right back to the community. So Plano ISD is definitely one of the best. Number 5 is transportation. Now Plano has a nice transportation system. It has the light rail, has the rapid transit system in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and it has buses, and the city is only 20 minutes by road from downtown Dallas and half an hour from the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, like I mentioned before. Moving is quite hassle-free, okay? Now, if you would go up to, like, Frisco, you won't find a lot of transportation. But Plano and Addison and Irving, those type of areas really provide a nice transportation system, and other cities as well. I know that people that work in downtown Dallas, they, like, park their car in the station and then they grab a ticket and go to downtown Dallas, and they don't have to worry about going there because it costs more for parking there than it costs to get on the bus and go to downtown Dallas. So, and then the hassle of like traffic and such. So a lot of people do that. Now you can take the bus and go to like shopping centers. You can take the bus and go to like, you know, some entertainment spots. So they do have that option, which I really like, because other cities don't really provide that when you start spreading out more in the metro. Number 6 is the tax structure. Now this applies to Texas in general, because we don't have state income tax. We only have federal income tax here. So, you know, before, what's crazy is that majority of my life I've been living in Texas. But when I found out that other states had like 2 tax systems, I was just kind of taken back. I was like, wow, people are paying taxes twice? Like, that must suck. Like, I'm sorry. But even though we have like higher property taxes, which I'm going to talk about later, we're literally still saving more money, okay, than having to pay 3 sets of taxes. We're only paying 2. So at the end, we're still saving more money. But the fact that we have, you know, that tax structure, and apart from that, we also have very business friendly laws here, which is easier for a business to set up shops here in New York. Trust me, it was really hard to start a business. The fact that the taxes were so high, we were taxed a lot. But here it's just, it really gives us room to grow and gives us the comfort of starting our own business. So that's what I really love about Plano, is that it's amazing for like small and large businesses. By the way, if you guys are liking this content, then please make sure to hit a like and leave a comment as well, sharing your thoughts about this video, sharing your thoughts about Plano, and make sure to hit the subscribe if you guys want more content like this. Number 7 is the Southern charm and hospitality. Now, you know, this is amongst the greatest perks of living in Plano. Now, thanks to this laid-back culture, you know, it's so easy to make friends, whether you're at school or work. When I first moved here, I was kind of shy, but then people here are just so nice and open, and they kind of made me be that way as well. And you know, sometimes they're a little too nice. So if you're literally coming from like a state where it's very hostile, like I know some people from New York that come here and they're like, why are y'all Texans so nice? Like, why y'all so nice and so happy all the time? It kind of throws them off, okay? That's literally like a complaint that I've had, you know, several people tell me. So just be aware of that. But at the end of the day, we don't mean no harm. And it's just like sometimes just taken back by how nice people are. Obviously there's like evil people everywhere we go, but for the most part it's just really nice. People literally start talking to you randomly at the grocery store. They call you honey, sweetie, sugar bun. This don't mean that they're trying to get on to you. I'm just saying that's literally how people converse over here. The 8th pro is that we have a really good healthcare system, and what I mean by that is the city is home to many world-class medical facilities, including the Plano Presbyterian and the Plano Medical City Center. Also have several other medical professionals dealing with a variety of fields, and this place is ideal for senior citizens looking for a place to see out their sunset years thanks to the wide variety of care homes, unmatched hospitality, strong volunteerism, and a family-oriented atmosphere. So a lot of times people that retire, they come to Plano and they have several apartments and they have accommodations for senior citizens. That's amazing that they take care of our senior citizens in Plano. And they have several medical professionals, like I mentioned before, whether you're looking for a chiropractor, a dentist, optometrist, cardiologist. I mean, even my sister, she's a family practitioner and she used to work in Plano, but then she moved. But the fact is, there's so many medical professionals in Plano. I mean, we live in Wiley and we're always going to Plano. We're always either going to Plano or McKinney. Now we go to McKinney, but we used to go to Plano all the time for like our medical needs. I know I had a chiropractor over there. She was really nice. She really helped me. For somebody who requires constant medical attention, then it'll be really nice to live in Plano because you're going to be in a close proximity to that. Now, I personally like McKinney, but we're talking about Plano. But I'm saying like Plano and McKinney in my eyes are like, has some of the best medical facilities and professionals. I would say McKinney's first and then Plano's second, just because I had better experiences in McKinney, but that does not disqualify Plano from being one of the best as well. Number 9 is the diversity. Now, Plano is a melting pot of different ethnicities. Honestly, you guys, I was so shocked because before like I moved to Dallas, I was living in a little small town in Central Texas, and when I came here I was so shocked because there were so many people that looked like me. There were so many people that were speaking my language when I would go out or something like that, and it really made me feel comfortable versus where I used to live before. And it was just so amazing. I really felt at home. There's tons of people that come out of country here as well, not even people from out of state. There's different religions, different ethnic groups that are here, and that actually brings me to my next pro. People are very religious, okay? There's lots of religious places of worship, and these places of worship are huge. Okay, they got big churches, big mosques, big everything, because they have a big community here of different types of religions. And that's amazing. That is really amazing. I really love that. It's really nice to have that, honestly, because if you're a religious person or whatever the case is, then it's nice to, you know, go, whether you're going on Friday, whether you're going on Sunday, whatever day that your, you know, religious group wants you to go to that place of worship. It's good to go there, meet with the community, really levels up your spirituality. Okay, it really clears your mind and puts you at peace. Okay, so that's amazing that we have that here, and I feel like that plays big part in why people are just so nice here, because they really value those, you know, every religion has those core values. You know, respect other people, treat the way that you want to be treated, you know, be nice, courteous of other people. That's all what people kind of, you know, translate into their daily life as well. So that I noticed that that actually plays a part in people's lives, and that's why people are just so nice here. They also have great private schools as well. My sister actually just enrolled her children into this Plano charter school, and she doesn't even live in Plano. She lives like in Murphy, so like near Wiley. Next pro I want to talk about is the amount of shopping. Plano has a plethora of shopping outlets. See, the first one is the Shops at Willow Bend, which has several stores including Neiman Marcus. This is actually where the Crayola Experience is at as well. And then it also has the North Texas Performing Arts Center here as well. So if you're an arts fan, a lot of shows here. And then they have the Shops at Legacy as well. And the Shops at Legacy, you have boutiques, upscale restaurants, and they have like spas and more. They have offices here as well. And you're right next to apartments, tons of housing nearby. And it's just a really nice place to hang out and grab something to eat and just, you know, shop with your friends or whatever. So this is a huge shopping outlet. And then there's also the Legacy West area, which is an upscale shopping place that has places like Gucci, Tiffany and Company, J. Crew, has Lululemon, and so much more. And here you actually have the Legacy Food Hall, which I literally talked about in like several of my videos, which is basically like a big cafeteria, like 3 stories. It has like tons and tons of cuisines here from all over the globe. They also have vegan, vegetarian, and gluten-free options. And then you can find like Mediterranean, Indian, Japanese, Mexican, Italian, barbecue, seafood, and they have waffle, cookies, ice cream, and more. Another pro of Plano is that they have over thousands of restaurants in Plano. Now, I'm always going to Plano, and I live like 15 minutes away from Plano, but I'm always going there because they have such a wide variety of restaurants, and I only eat like certain type of food, which is like halal food. So, you know, I can't eat just regular meat. So they have a lot of options there. They have a lot of kosher options. They have like vegan, gluten-free, vegetarian options, like all around Plano. It really caters to different types of people, different type of religions and ethnic groups. And you know, they have like tons of like Indian restaurants, South Asian restaurants. They have like African restaurants, like European, Italian. They have it all, literally. So if you're a foodie, you're absolutely going to love Plano. Mostly due to the different types of cultures and ethnicities that reside in Plano. So I'm glad that they're bringing their culture and their food here for all of us to enjoy. Now that we're done with the pros, let's move on to the cons. Now the number one con is traffic. Now Plano has really grown a lot in the past few years, especially during that COVID boom. There's been a lot of people coming into Plano, and that has caused a lot of traffic, okay? Then they are doing their best expanding roads and such, but still it gets really backed up in Plano because everybody's just coming in and out from Dallas. Rush hour is just crazy. I mean, it's not as bad as like New York or California or nothing, because that's the real traffic. Is hours and hours and hours in traffic. That is crazy. In fact, some people laugh at us when we talk about the traffic here because they're like, this is not traffic. And then you do have the toll roads that you can use, which is basically what you have to pay. You can also get a toll tag, which basically saves you some money when you're on the toll roads, versus if you don't have a toll tag, they're going to charge you the full amount to get on these toll roads. And sometimes the toll roads save 15-20 minutes. Sometimes they don't save any time at all. You know, some of the toll roads get backed up as well, and they have a lot of traffic on there. So the second con, it gets really hot, and not even hot, the weather is just so bipolar, even like in the whole Dallas metro and even in Texas. But it's just, one day it'll be raining, the next day it'll be snowing, the third day it'll be hot as hell, and the fourth day we'll have like sleet. Like, it's just so crazy. And I'm not playing. That really happened. Like when we were transitioning like winter to spring, that happened. And I was just like, I'm done with Texas weather. I wasn't gonna go anywhere, but I'm just mentally, I'm like done. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But obviously I'm still gonna stay here because I love Texas. But it's crazy, so be prepared. During the summer you don't really get that, because during the summer it's just straight up heat. It's so hot right now, like the temperature is like in the high 90s, hundreds for the whole week. The heat will definitely melt your face off. May, June, July, August are like hot slash warm months. July and August being the hottest. So we have like prolonged summers, and then we have like short winters. So just know that weather is bipolar here, and we have longer summers, okay? We do have snow. A lot of times people think that we don't have snow. We do have snow here. And you know, one year we might not have snow, one year we might have a lot of snow. But just know that even if it snows a little bit and the roads get icy, everything should, because people can't even drive in the rain here, let alone the snow. And I always say that. We're not accustomed to this type of weather, this cold weather. So people just go crazy. But the snowstorm that happened a while ago was so unprecedented. People literally died. So I don't know why people are laughing about that situation, because we're like a very warm state. So those type of things don't happen here. So thank you, global warming. The number 3 is the property taxes. Now the property taxes in Texas in general are higher than other states. You're in Collin County if you're in Plano. So Dallas County is slightly more in property taxes, so you're still paying less versus Collin County. But typically, yeah, we have we can go anywhere from 1.8 to over, you know, the mid 2s, the high 2% here in the Plano area. So that's one thing to be aware of. But then we do have the Homestead Exemption. It can take up to 20% off your assessed value in which that you get taxed on. So that's a tax saving. You can also protest your property taxes when you get the assessed value. You can protest them yourself. You can do it through a law firm. Do your research on that, because sometimes they literally charge you like 60% of the amount that you would have saved. So it's just like, what's the point if you're charging me all that money, you know? Next con that people address to me is that, you know, Plano is gonna be ideal for them. But then when they come in Plano and then they go to like McKinney, or they go to like Frisco or Allen or whatever, they're like, oh, we don't really like Plano anymore. We want to live in McKinney, or we want to live in Allen. And that's because Plano is much older. So it's much more established. You're gonna have a lot of amenities in Plano, okay? Which inevitably raises the prices of the homes. So maybe for a $600,000 home in Plano, you would get more if you were in McKinney. So you would get a newer home, more updated home than if you were to get it in Plano. So when they look at the homes, they're like, oh, this house is old and it costs this much, like we might as well go to McKinney since, you know, this house looks better, this is newer and costs the same. The older vibe in Plano, not all the areas in Plano, but like almost the center of Plano and the east side of Plano is slightly older. The west side is mostly new, but the thing is that people often don't like, you know, the older feel in Plano because Plano started developing way before all these other cities started developing, so it's already ahead of the game. It's well established. There's not too much room to grow there, versus in like McKinney and Plano, which you have like much more room. It's kind of spread out, but the only thing is that you won't have all the amenities that Plano provides. So for this video, you guys, I hope you guys like this video. If you guys got any value from it, then please make sure to hit the like and hit the subscribe if you guys want more content like this. Make sure to check out the rest of my videos where I go around the Dallas-Fort Worth area and I go around different cities and neighborhoods and share information about what it's like living there. So make sure to check that out, and don't hesitate to contact me, you guys. Again, all my contacts will be in the description box below, and I hope to see you guys in my next video.